Meghan uses archetypes to repair her reputation. Meghan Markle has admitted she is particular, but insisted telling people what you need does not make you demanding, as she claimed black women are stereotyped as angry in her latest podcast on Spotify. Discussing her behaviour in work situations, Meghan spoke of her frustration at cowering and tiptoeing into a room due to the fear she could be perceived negatively. "I'm particular. I think a high tide raises all ships. We're all going to succeed, so let's make sure it's really great because it's a shared success for everyone. But I also find myself cowering and tiptoeing into a room, and the thing I find most embarrassing, when you're saying a sentence and the intonation goes up like it's a question, and you're like, my God, stop whispering and tiptoeing around it. Just say what it is that you need. You're allowed to set a boundary. You're allowed to be clear. It doesn't make you demanding. It doesn't make you difficult. It makes you clear." Meghan has previously been branded Duchess Difficult, following claims about her dictatorial behaviour and 5 AM emails which allegedly prompted her aide Samantha Cohen to quit. Other broken royal staff told of being reduced to tears by bullying and temper tantrums. Meghan has always strenuously denied any claims of bullying. Following her revelation in the latest podcast, one royal fan penned a sarcastic review noting, "So Meghan didn't bully her staff, she was just setting boundaries and being clear," when she allegedly told a young female staffer in front of her co-workers, "Don't worry, if there was literally anyone else I could ask to do this, I would be asking them instead of you." She was just setting boundaries and being clear. Really, some people are so sensitive. The second commented, "If I was Spotify, I'd be pissed that Meghan Markle is using her very well-funded, very lucrative deal to repair her own reputation. I'd want her to make a podcast that attracts the maximum amount of listeners so I could actually recoup my investment. How did Spotify okay this content? Did they just wash their hands of it? Are they leaving her to her own devices so they have a good reason to drop her deal?" Sam M. on Quora pointed out, "It would appear that Meghan is using these podcasts to get back at all those people she feels never recognised her talents, whatever they might be. Now she appears in the latest podcast to be taking a swipe at the royal family and their courtiers for calling her Duchess Difficult. This may make her feel better, but a lack of emotional intelligence and her attacks on people who've previously supported her are alienating more and more people. The Sussexes' star power appears to be waning at speed as they scrabble around to find gigs to speak at. In November, Meghan will be speaking at a dinner for the Women's Fund of Central Indiana. Somehow, this does not have quite the same cachet as Global Citizen Live in New York. Could we finally be seeing the downward spiral of the Sussexes? Meghan is desperately trying to rebrand herself, but the more she tries, the worse it gets. She's failed to understand that less is more. The overexposure of all her press releases are mind-numbingly boring, and we would all be grateful if the Sussexes just stopped yapping, the netizen concluded. And despite Meghan's efforts to repair her reputation, archetypes has ruined her career and her prospects. Not the media, not the royal family, not the men in grey suits, her and her own words.